They are not in INL yet.
How did this class collectively as a group do?
I don't remember because I teach 160 kids and I can't remember our grades.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay, so what we did yesterday was ratios and proportions, right? And we figured out how to create ratios. That's what we did on the first page, where we had our long and in-depth conversation about what a base hit is. And we're not doing that again. We're just gonna remember that. Okay? And then we solved our proportions. What method do we use to solve proportions? Cross multiply. So today what we're going to do is we're going to do a scale factor. Now, what is a scale factor?
It's a unitless ratio in simplest form.
Look at you reading your notes. Take a point, Tater. Y'all don't have point strips, so use a sticky note. Look at y'all killing it. Take another point for being prepared. So it says make sure you're using the same units before you reduce your fraction, and then you can convert afterwards. But we want to convert it to the same units before we reduce our fraction so that we know what we're doing. Are you ready for the first problem?
Hold up.
Wait a minute.
Don't make me sing it.
Are we ready now?
Yes.
All right. So the miniature replica of a 1923 checker cab is 6.5 inches long. The actual length of the car was 13 feet. What is the scale factor? Now, in the directions, it says always write the length of the model in the first ratio. And it also tells us that we need to have the same units. So do we need to convert inches to feet or feet to inches? I think it might be easier to convert feet to inches, right? So what would we multiply 13 by to be able to convert this? All right, tell me what 13 by 12 is. You could breathe and give someone a chance. But you're killing it, take a point. Okay, so we know that we're going to have our miniature to the actual, right? So that means that we're going to have 6.5 divided by 156. Now please, in your handy-dandy calculators, not your cell phones, because we're not using our cell phones as calculators, we're using our calculators. Do 6.5 divided by 156.
Whoa, that's a... Wait, did I do this right?
It is a decimal, but we know that we want our scale factor. Like when we look at model cars, it says 1 to 5, right? Or like 1 to 72. So we want to be able to convert that to a fraction. Who remembers, besides Curtis, how to convert it to a fraction? It is. And for those of us who don't remember,
I can't do it.
you can.
Should I just read it?
I'm going to show you how to. All right, but you hit second, and then you look for this little thing that says F to D on your calculator. So you look for that on whatever calculator you have. No matter what calculator you have, it has this button. You hit that, and you hit equals, and it gives you 1 divided by 24. So our scale factor is 1 inch is equal to 24 inches on our model.
Look at the scale.
Look at us go. So that would be 1 inch to how many feet? 2 feet. How did you get that? Fantastic. Take a point. Does anybody have any questions on how we just did that? Okay. Do you need me to show you how to convert it on your calculator? Please hand me your calculator. If you have a calculator like this, all right, so you have 6.5 divided by 156.
It's right what table is.
It is. And what did you look for?
The FD.
The FD, like I told you to look for, right? And since it's in green, don't you think you'll hit this second button? You do. You hit that button, you hit table, you hit enter, and man, look at me go.
You got a fancy calculator.
Right, it's a different thing. And so, like I said, you have to look for that on this one. And that's why we are where we are. And now life makes sense again. Are we ready for the map scale? Now, have any of you ever taken a road trip and looked at a map without using Google Maps?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
The rest stop. They have a big map outside of the map.
They do, yes. And so you have to be, and it tells you a scale at the bottom. So it's like 1 inch is 25 miles, or 2 inches or 75 miles, or something like that. So this is like a life lesson, guys, because what if one day our cell phones attack us and we have to start all over again? It is survival of the fittest, and some of y'all not going to make it. All right, so if a map scale is 1 inch is 50 miles, and the distance on the map between point A and B is 3.5 inches, how many actual miles apart are point A and B? Now think for a minute, reread the problem to yourself, and focus, Christian, and then let's do this problem. Reread the problem. So everybody should have eyes on their paper and not on me.
Are you ready?
Read the paper.
Wait.
Now, you could do this 2 ways. You could set up a proportion where you know that 1 divided by 50, 1 inch is 50 miles, is equal to 3.5 divided by x. Or, what could you just multiply together? 50 and 3.5. And what's 50 times 3.5? 175 miles. Dun, 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 dun. That's it. That's all you do.
Look at
That's scale factor.
You found the table of contents.
I did. Yes, and I'll pass that out as you're working on your worksheet. Thank you for reminding me.
That sounds very unenthusiastic. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
Okay, so your worksheet, that's 7.1 practice and 7.7 practice. I want you to work on that as a group. Make sure you know what you're doing. If you didn't grab one, it's at the front. Use your notes to help you, and if you have a question, ask a question after you look at your notes. Does everybody understand? You can't just say, I don't get how to do this, without looking at your notes. You cannot use your cell phone as a calculator. Please get your butts up and go get a calculator and put something in its place besides like a glue stick. A phone, a shoe, your wallet, some kind of something.
That's a